Hello, hello, hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Patrice, and this is my embellished life. Today is a happy day, guys. Today is just a happy day as I show to you my sewing whips and failures. And I'm also going to show you some updates on some projects that I've been working on this week as well. So if that's something you're interested in, let's get in it. This week, I started the Veronik Robe pattern using this beautiful, bright and vibrant Ankara fabric that I purchased from the House of Mommy Water. My intentions was to finish it by today, but I ran out of the single fold bias tape that I was actually using for my seam finishing. And I've yet to visit my local fabric store. But that's something that's on my docket to do tomorrow because I definitely want to get it done by this weekend. So next week, I'm hoping to record a video, a pattern review of the Veronik Robe pattern by Closet Core Pattern. The only thing left that I have to do on this particular robe is the neckband and the hem. And then she's done and dusted and ready to go. This week, I've also had high hopes to start another pattern that I had an itch to do, but it just didn't work out that way. And that was the Elmer's Trousers pattern by Katie Crafting Shop over on Etsy. Now this pattern, I did all the prep work for it, so she's already cut, taped, and all of that good stuff. The problem that I have is that the pattern calls for 3 meters of fabric, and I have 3 yards of fabric. Now when you convert the meters to yards, it comes up to 3 and change yards, not much. So I knew that I could have been able to squeeze it out of the 3 yards. The problem that I have is that I have to turn the pattern widthwise and not lengthwise. So if the pattern could have fit lengthwise, no problem. I could have done it. I could have squeezed it out of the 3 yards. But because I have to fold the fabric widthwise, it's not possible. So now I'm left to decide whether or not I want to purchase more fabric to accommodate the pattern, or do I go through my stash and see what knit fabric do I have that is large enough for this pattern. But I'm leaning on the side of purchasing more fabric. Already I do have some questions regarding the pattern. Now, in the beginning, in my first episode, I did mention that using knit fabric is a new thing for me this year. Although I've been sewing garments on and off since the age of 12, I've never used knit fabric. So looking at the pattern, and I'm noticing that there are some pattern markings that I'm used to on other patterns that is not there, and I'm not sure if that's a thing for knit fabric patterns or it's a thing for this particular pattern and this pattern designer. I don't know. I'm not sure. I still want to give the pattern a go, so I think I'll purchase some more of that fabric that I have, and I'll give it a go. So this pattern is something that I'll definitely want to do a pattern review on, in case anyone else is interested in making the Elmer's Trousers pattern. Also this week, because I still wanted to be productive even though I couldn't complete the Veronik Robe or begin the Elmer's Trousers pattern, I still had the urge to sew up something. So in those times, what I usually do is that I would make accessories. I love accessories. So this week, I got caught up in the headband craze. And I'm wearing one right now that I absolutely love. Yes, I do love me a good headband. So I went into my fabric, my scrap stash, and I just pulled out some random fabrics that I have, and I made some scrunchy headbands that I'm absolutely loving. You can see these are made of some Ankara scraps that I had. Oh, this isn't Ankara. This is made out of a dress that I had. And I have the leopard that I absolutely love. I actually wore this one yesterday. Couldn't tell me nothing. More Ankara. So I do have some more scraps that I've already prepared to make some more headbands. I do love a good headband. I do. Also this week, I had a mishap with my hair satin bonnet, and it was store-bought, so no love lost. And I was on my way to the store, to the beauty supply store, to purchase another one, when I stopped myself and I said, "Hey, what are you doing? You have fabric. You've made head bonnets before for head wraps. Why don't you just make yourself a head bonnet that you know is going to last longer than the store-bought ones?" Because, you know, if you wear head bonnets, you know, after a while they tend to lose their elasticity, and it's not fitting on the hair anymore, and it's flopping all over your head, all over the place. And yes, even though I'm wearing it to sleep, because I don't leave my house in no head bonnet, we ain't doing that over here. No way. But I still don't want to have, go to sleep with my headband on, and then when I wake up in the morning, it's somewhere under the bed or somewhere looking for me. So I actually went into my scrap stash again, and I made me my head bonnet. So this is my new head bonnet, and it's satin lined. Yes. I'm loving it. And I'm actually planning to make some more to actually match my robes. So I'm very excited about this as well. Let's talk about my covered whips and failures. I don't have a lot of whips, because what I do is that if I do have an incomplete project, I need to figure out what it is that I'm going to do with it. So if there was a problem, I need to figure out the problem and decide whether or not I'm going to complete the project, or I'm going to just salvage the fabric and use it for something else. So this is where I'm at right now. So a lot of my whips, I can happily report that they're fixable, and they are nothing too major that I can't complete. It was just for one reason or the other that they was just there lounging away, just blasé in my stash, and we gotta fix that. The first one that I do have, it's McCall's 7950, and I actually made this dress last year, and I absolutely loved the pattern, and I decided to make a second dress. So I'm not sure what happened last year that I didn't complete the project. So this is the fabric that I used for it. It's a cotton tropical fabric. So I bought this beautiful cotton fabric. I think I purchased it from Hobby Lobby about a year or two ago. I'm not too sure, but it's a beautiful green fabric. As you can see, I've already, let's try this. Let's try it this way. So I've already made the bodice portion. I've already completed the bodice portion. The straps is on and everything. I've already done the skirt version, and I've started to connect the top to the bottom. So that's where I'm at right now, while you're seeing these gaps, because I have to adjust the gathers and complete it. The only thing that is left to complete on this dress is to attach the bodice to the skirt. the hem, and the buttonholes and the buttons. 3 things that I need to complete. So I know that this is something that I'm going to keep. So I'm going to complete this project. And I'm actually not going to put it back into my stash. I'm actually going to put it next to my sewing machine because I want to have a reminder that I need to finish it. And hopefully in March, this is something that I can finish. My third sewing whip is actually from McCall 7974. This is actually one of my all-time favorite patterns. I've done all the versions except View B, which is long sleeve, which I've already told you guys that I'm not a fan of long sleeves. So I don't think that view is something that I'll be doing anytime soon. But the reason why this is a whip, and this is just an embarrassment of riches. The dress is 99% completed. I did it with red fabric, and there's an accent, print accent, which I did with the sleeves. I think this view is view A. Yes, the majority of the dress is completed. It's already hemmed and everything. The pockets, my pockets is actually, the same as the sleeves and the waistband. The only thing that is left to be done with this dress, you guys will not believe it, is actually to make the buttonholes. That is it. That is it. I've already added the buttons, so the buttons are already on. It's just the buttonholes. I made this dress, I think it was back in May. I made this dress in May. Can you believe it? May. And the only thing to complete with this dress is to add the buttonholes. I'm not playing. Just an embarrassment of riches. I'm just saying. I do have a reason why the buttonholes wasn't completed at that time. No, mind. I don't like doing buttonholes. I do them, but I don't like it. And I think that's why it's still not completed. But at the time, when I was going to do the buttonholes to complete the dress, my sewing machine, Miss Lola, copped an attitude on me, she did, and she began to malfunction. So I had to take my sewing machine to my repair guy, which I did, and Lola was up and running and running smooth again. But by that time, I've already put this project it's in my wardrobe, it's in my clothes closet, just hanging with the other completed makes with its bad self. But it has to get completed. So that is McCall 7974. So by now, I know you're talking among yourselves and saying, I know this woman came here and fixed her mouth and said that she has whips and sewing failures. We don't see no failures. Do you see any failures? No, I don't see any failures. Pat, where are your failures? So this one is actually a failure. It's a failure. It's actually McCall's, let me see, it's McCall's 8165. And I'm not sure what happened to this pattern. I'm not sure. I did view A. I have a love-hate relationship with 10 dresses, baby doll dresses, and those sorts of baggy, roomy dresses. I'm a fit and flared girl. I've mentioned that before on the channel. Like the dress I'm wearing is actually one of my makes. Did I show you this make for the day? No, I haven't. It's actually McCall 7950. One of my favorite makes from last year as well. But anyway, back to the matter of hand. I do not like baggy, roomy dresses. Although I like to see them on other people, on me, I just look like a big balloon tent and it's just not flattering. Sometimes I can make it work because I like to be in things. I want to be in things too. So sometimes I can make it work. Maybe if I wear it with like some sort of belt, a wrap belt or a skinny belt or whatever. So sometimes I can make it work, but that's not always the case. So with this dress, I had such high hopes for this dress. But when I put it on, it was just, I just looked frumpy in it. I did. It was just a bit too baggy and to my liking, and I felt a bit frumpy. Now the fabric that I purchased, I actually got it from my local fabric store. It's actually a rayon challis fabric. It's red, white and black, and I absolutely adored this fabric. And it's such a shame that it's a waste. It's absolutely a waste, and it's a shame because I really love the fabric. I only bought 3 yards of it, and by the time I went back, it was all gone. It was gone. So, yeah, it's almost completed. It is. I just have the neck facing to attach and the hemming. The reason why I didn't complete it, well, I already felt frumpy in the dress, but I had difficulty with the neck facing, and I don't know what it is. I just couldn't get it to fit properly. I just couldn't. And because I was already in the blah blah mood about the dress, I just tossed it aside. This dress, I actually wrapped it, put it in a Ziploc bag, and put it actually at the bottom of a bin somewhere. It's just today, not today, this week when I was actually planning for this video that I realized that I had this tucked away somewhere behind God's back because it was just an offense to my eyesight. Yeah, so I took it out, and I still don't feel anything towards it. It's still giving me that frumpy feeling. But I wish that I could manipulate the neckband so I could get the neckband fitted and maybe complete the dress and maybe donate it or something. Or maybe I can see if I could put a wrap belt around it and see if I could zhuzh it up and make it unfrumpy like. I know it's not a word, but we're going to use it for a word today. I don't know. I think I might maybe recut the neckband again and see if whether it was an error on my part or what. We'll see. But that's what happened to this dress. I couldn't for the life of me get the neck facing attached to the dress. So maybe I'll complete it, maybe I wouldn't, maybe, I don't know. The verdict is still out on this dress, but know that this is an absolute failure. Yes, it is. My other failure, it's Macaw's 8030. And the reason why this is a failure is not the pattern itself, because I do love the pattern and I intend to make another one. I did view A. The reason why it's a failure is because of the type of fabric I used. And I'll try to see if I can insert a picture of either the fabric or the dress. To be honest, I don't even know where the dress is right now. I don't know. It's somewhere. I think it's somewhere playing hide and seek too, because I tucked it behind God back somewhere. But I did view A, and I used seersucker fabric, and the fabric had printed flamingos. It was like a mint green kind of fabric with pink flamingos on it. And first of all, it was too big, so I cut a size too big. Where I should have cut a medium, I cut a large, so it was just It was just too big. And it also gave me hospital vibes. It gave me one of those, like I was a patient in the hospital. I didn't like it. And I think with that one too as well, I didn't put the buttonholes and the buttons because I'm like, well, it's already too big. I'm not going to wear you. I'm not going to waste my time to add buttons. And God knows I already don't like doing buttonholes. No, So... but I do intend to make this pattern again, and I just have to size it down, make a size medium, and I think I'll use my denim fabric this time because it's a shirt dress and the pattern is relatively easy. But it was due to the choice of fabric that just made me just give it a side eye and treat it like an outcast. So this was another one of my failures. So yes, I had 2 failures. Originally, I said that I was going to talk about just my sewing whips and failures, but I'm a maker of all sorts, and I think that I'm going to just incorporate just slide in my knitting here as well. And for those of you who don't know, besides sewing, I also knit, crochet, and I quilt, and I do I design and make jewelry. I do have my my jewelry line called Embellish Works, which I hope to talk about in future episodes. But if you've been watching my channel, you'll see that I do wear some of my makes and all of that good stuff. So I dabble in all sorts of different crafts. With my knitting, I do have some knitting whips. I have 3. And one of them is actually a current whip. This is actually my current project, and it's the Summer Court Tank by Tristan of Dragon Horde Designs. And the reason why I started it earlier this month. Yes, I started it at the beginning. Was it the beginning of this month? It's either the beginning of this month or coming on to the end of last month. But whatever it is, I did started it this year. And I could have gotten further than where I am. Right now, I'm just at the lace section of the tank. But what I realized is because I wanted to use some of the cotton yarn out of my stash, and I wanted it to be green. I just have a thing for green right now, but I also wanted it to be an ombre or gradient effect. I realized after I started the, oh my God, Pat, brain freeze. After I started the pattern, I realized that I wouldn't have enough yarn to do the effect that I wanted to do. So I had to purchase yarn, and that yarn, I haven't received it as yet. I think hopefully by next week it should be here. So I had to stop where I am because I'm ready to add another color to start the gradient effect. So I had to stop for a minute. So that's why I'm only what seems to be like a few rows in with the lace section. So that's the Summer Court Tank. Hopefully I can resume this pattern and do my Instagram updates, because I did a lot of the my updates on my knitting on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you know, just go over there and just click follow. Embellish Works. That's me. And my information will be in the description box below. Yes. Now my other whips for knitting, and if you thought that this was an embarrassment of riches for my McCall 7974 dress, what I am about to show you is just the done right shameful. I don't know what to say about it right now, but oh my, it's an embarrassment. Now, they are both socks. I love socks. I wear socks every day. That's one of my favorite items of clothing. I do knit socks sometimes. The problem with me knitting socks is that when I'm finished one, the first one, I tend to lose interest, and it takes me forever to complete the second pair. This first socks, this is a jelly roll socks, and I think the pattern is a free pattern on Valverde. And I completed this foot. It's about 3-4 years now. 3-4 years ago, I completed the foot. And the second foot is yet to be completed. I did started it. It started, but it's not completed. And this is just an embarrassment. I actually wanted to complete it for Christmas, 2 Christmases ago. We are in 2023, and I'm just here still with the lonesome socks. One sock. So I need to get it together. I need to get it together and at least complete the pair so I can have my knitted sock. And that's the same thing with this pattern as well. It's one of Tracy Miller's, one half of the Grocery Girl. If you're knitting, you know who the Grocery Girls are. This is one of her patterns, and I don't remember which pattern it is now, but I'll put it down below. And I think I did this, is it 2 years ago? 2 or 3 years ago. And its partner was just somewhere in Yarnland, not knitted up as yet, or anything. And again, it's just another embarrassment of riches. And I need to get it together and actually cast on its pair. Now, the beauty about the jelly roll sock, at least its pair is already cast on. I'm just a couple inches away from actually putting on the toe part, and then I will do the afterthought heel, because this is an afterthought heel. But this one, its partner is still in the yarn universe somewhere, hasn't even been casted on yet. So I gotta get my butt into gear and get this sorted. That is it today, my loves. I hope you enjoy my updates and my sewing whips and failures and what I'm doing with my knitting and all of that good stuff. I hope that you have a lovely week. Happy belated Valentine's Day for those of you who celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is actually one of my least favorite holidays. I don't do Valentine's Day and I don't do Halloween. But for those of you that do, I hope that you had a day filled with love, fun, laughter, and all of that sweet, good, and mushy stuff. All right? Have a lovely and blessed day, everyone. I hope that you continue to make beautiful and lovely things. All right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I almost missed that part. How dare I? All right, lovelies. Bye.